Now if I select this guy and I go to my normals, now in 2015 you see a normal step over here, but from 2016 onwards they change it up a bit. So you have to go to your mesh display, and you see over here there's this thing called soften edge and harden edge. So maybe I'll put these two up in the tab over here. So this guy over here, if let's say I just click this to go harden edge, this is harden edge, and I just use this guy, go soften edge, and this one I'll just press 3 on the keyboard. Now there's a difference, alright, on it's the same model, but how we use the model is quite different. So this model is called what we call the cage, alright, and usually we use this to model our characters while we are still on the cage, so you can start to see all the hard lines where the edge flow is supposed to be, etc. And usually once we're happy with this, and then we'll go and smoothen the edge out to get something like this. And this is what you usually use for your game models or game assets, which is going to go to your game engine, because the game engine cannot take too much information, so your models need to be as light as possible. Again, it depends on what kind of game. Is it for a mobile app, or is it for PlayStation, Xbox? Some console can take even a higher resolution, so it will depend. Of course you don't want it to be too much. For this one it's still okay because everything is still very light. Usually when we press 3 or we go to mesh and smooth and we increase the divisions, that is usually is for when we want to do animation. So when you're watching your animated movies, Pixar, Disney, whatever, most of the models are smooth. In fact, all of the models should be smooth, so that you have this nice clean line going around over here. And usually you add more subdivisions to kind of hold the integrity of your shape. Alright, so that's something for you to take note of while you're modeling, and what you use to how you use these models for your character, for games or animation, whatever it is. Alright, now moving along, you see over here on the right side, my numbers start to jumble up, and then I start to have all of these things that I did over here. This is just like a bit of a history of what I've done so far to this particular model. So what I can do is I just press history, delete the history, and I freeze the transformation. You want to do this once in a while, and then of course don't forget to go and save your scene once in a while, just in case your Maya crashes or something like that. Alright, so let's go back to the side. Okay, we just have to check again, everything kind of matches up here and here. Alright, so what I want to do next is perhaps I want to start to tackle the, let's say we tackle the mouth first. Alright, so what I can do is I can start to use my multi-cut tool, and I can start to draw lines around this area over here, and to start to create the profile of my mouth, right? So perhaps what I want to do is from here I'll just try to follow this line as much as I can, perhaps up to here, press enter, and then I'll have one more over here to kind of like draw out the line. If let's say I make a mistake, I'll just press backspace and draw something over here. Now I'm only drawing half of it. As you can see, it's only half, the other side doesn't have anything. It's okay, I just do one side first and I press enter. Okay, what we can do next is we start to delete these guys over here. Okay, I can go ahead and off this guy, the symmetry. Let's off it for now, and I'll just delete away this half over here. I'm just going to work on one half. Later on we'll learn how to mirror the geometry to the other side. Alright, now of course you can see that there's a lot of non-manifold geometry, which means there are geometries which has more than 4 sides. Right, here has 5 sides over here. So we're gonna start to clean this area up just a bit. Right off the bat, what I'll do is just make sure I'm not distracted. So I'll just select some of these faces and I'll delete them away, so it will start to create the opening for my mouth over there. Right, next thing what I can do is I can perhaps, okay, since this area here I can is a 5-sided, I can quickly take my multi-cut tool and I'll go all the way around to make sure that it's not a 5-side anymore. Here I have something a bit funny. Alright, it's supposed to be 4-side all around. Alright, so what we can start to do is, first of all, I want to get rid of the obvious stuff. I have triangles over here and over here. What I can do is I can select my multi-cut tool. I'll try to make this guy a square, but when I press enter and I delete this guy over here, it starts to become a triangle. Right, again, make sure you use your delete edge vertex. I have my shortcut over here. It starts to become a triangle, and don't worry, I can just use my multi-cut tool again. I'll just click it once over here, and if I go to my vertex, you can see it becomes a 4-sided shape. So I can move this guy along this way and it'll be okay. Alright, next thing is I'm gonna introduce you to your insert edge loop tool. I'm gonna put this on my shelf. I'll use the insert edge loop tool and I put it one right over here at the corner over here. So when I go to my side and I go to my vertex, I can actually pull this guy out. So you can start to see it creates that profile of the smiley character over here. Right, again, this guy maybe goes somewhere a bit over here. This is the eye later on. Alright, but we still have some issues over here. I have a triangle over here. It's still okay. Triangles are not exactly a bad thing, but I perhaps don't want to have a triangle quite early on. So what I can do is I just change this to a square, put this up here, and I'll select this guy and delete him away. Right, you say, hey, what's happening over here? Alright, I'm not too worried over here because I'm actually gonna delete this area. I'm gonna extrude and delete this area, and it's gonna be a hole, so I'm not really too worried about this. I just want to make sure that I have a clean line over here, and also over here is you see I have 1, 2, 3. If I go to my vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's not correct. So again, I'll use my multi-cut tool and I'll just go all the way around this way. Now what that helps me is that, okay, it creates for me this extra thing over here, these extra lines over here, which I can start to pull out. Now make sure it's not so cube like. Alright, and just spend some time to go and massage this thing until you get something that is not so cube like. Alright, make sure it's as organic as you can be. These two guys over here at the top, if I press F, I can just pull it out a bit, so it looks a bit better that way. Alright, again, this part over here, I'm not too worried about it. It's gonna be for the eye, which is what I'm gonna do next. So I'll press face and I'll select this guy. Now before, again, I just want to make sure that it can be in the area of where the eye is supposed to be. I go ahead and press extrude. Right, I can scale this down. Again, I press this square, scale this down. Alright, somewhere about there, and then I can delete it away. Right, now you can start to count. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 sides for this eye socket over here. Perhaps I want to add a bit more, so I'll have 1 over here, 6, 7, and maybe I have 1 more at the top going all the way around to the bottom over here, which makes it 8. Alright, so again, let me just check again. I go back to my vertex. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so I have 8 vertex, which is just nice for me to do the socket. Alright, so I'm just scale this bit smaller. Right, and again, you see over here is too square. When you're doing organic modeling, you want to make sure that you have curves, because it's like a human being or like a biped character. Is alive. It doesn't really have squarish areas, right? Very little squarish areas. So we need to kind of like massage this just a bit more to make sure that it kind of looks like an organic character. Don't have to spend too much time on this. Just go around, make it look more like a circular ovally shape. Okay, so once you're done with that, right, once you're happy with how it kind of looks like, what you can do next is you start to introduce a sphere for the eye. So we go ahead and create polygon primitive. This time I'm going to create a sphere. Again, this sphere is too big and too much, so I'm just going to go to my object mode over here under polysphere. Change these two guys to 8. Alright, and I want to rotate him this way because this is where the pupil and stuff is going to be. And I'll change my rotate X to 90 so it'll be exactly straight. Press R, scale it down. If you want, you can press freeze transformation to reorient that manipulator. And to snap, you press and hold V and left click and drag to kind of like snap it somewhere in the position of where the eye is. It's not snapping it exactly. So just press and hold V and then it will snap to a vertex. So it's actually trying to snap to all these vertex I have around this head model. Right, so just to push it into position. Again, I think it's a bit too big over here. Try to fit it. If it's not fitting very well, make sure that you move your eye socket around just a little bit. Alright. Maybe what you want to do is you go back to the side view and maybe just push his eyeball a bit up. Alright, and yeah, something like that will do. Right. Next thing is you want to start to understand where exactly you're going to snap this guy to. So perhaps I'll just push him out just a bit more, just in case. Alright. So I think I'm going to use this edge over here. Alright, all along this edge. Perhaps this edge might be better. So let's try using all along this edge instead. Alright, and I'm gonna snap these guys there. Alright, so what you can do is go and select your wireframe mode over here. Press and hold V and snap them accordingly. Now remember, when you snap them, it's just putting the vertex to that point. You're not merging anything or what. Alright, so just make sure that it's going to the correct place. Press and hold V for everyone. So again, take your time to do this. Don't rush. If not, you're gonna make mistakes, and then you have to redo, and that's not gonna be nice. Okay, so it's more or less where I want it to be. Again, what I can do is I can use my insert edge loop tool to kind of like put another one over here, another loop over here, and I can start to. Depends on how you want it to be. You can kind of like push it out and move it along this way. So this areas here can start to. If I go to the side, you can start to create the wrinkles of that alien guy. It depends on what kind of alien you want it to be. If you want to have big bulgy eyes, up to you. So you have something like that. Kind of looks okay, right? Now, again, what we want to do is, again, delete the history, center pivot, freeze transformation, just in case. Now what we want to do is we're going to start to learn how to actually mirror this guy over to the other side. Right, I'm going to introduce you to this thing called mirror geometry. So it's under mesh, mirror geometry. Alright, let's look at the option box. So this square over here, all these squares that you see at some of these tools, some of them have it, some of them don't have it. This actually, the option box means there are more settings that you can play around with to get different effects of these different tools. Right, now let's read this together. Once I go to the option box, you see here mirror options. Right, now the first option is telling me where is the direction. Now you have positive x, positive y, negative y, positive z, negative z. So what I want to do is I will refer to this guy over here. Alright, so as you can see that my current model is on the positive x, so it's on the x axis, right? And it's on the right side, so that means it's on the positive x. But I want to mirror this side, so therefore it has to be negative x. And then I will tell Maya to place merge with original and merge the vertex. Alright, now let me just close this for a while. One more thing for you to take note is you need to make sure that the border, which is the edges along this area over here, right, all these vertexes over here, right, you need to make sure that they are straight. Alright, so just in case if you maybe move it around or something like that and it's not straight, make sure you select all the vertex over here. Again, be sure not to select this vertex, they might be quite close together. Select all the vertexes over there, press R, and move this red one to somewhere in the center. If you can't move it, means it's already dead straight. Alright, so another way is you can just press W and press and hold X. X is to snap it to the grid, and snap it to this grid, and then snap it to this grid again. So you kind of like tell, hey everyone, please, one line straight to this grid. Right, so now that we have ensured that that guy is straight, we can go back to our mirror geometry, make sure on negative X, merge the original and merge the vertex, means it will combine with the original and merge the vertices together, and click on mirror. Okay, now once we do that, we sometimes might find that we might run into issues. For the most part, for this guy, it's kind of okay. But if you to run into issues, like say some of these vertex are too close and they start to snap to each other, what you can do is over here on the right side under merge threshold, I already changed mine as default to 0.01. Usually it's 0.1, but you can play around with this number to maybe 0.05 or 0.01 to make sure that they space out a little bit better. Alright, usually if I put here as like the default 0.1, you can see you get something like this where everything is trying to merge to the center over here. So you need to spread it out under the merge threshold, which is under your channel box. Change to about 0.01. Okay, then it should be better. Alright, so we kind of like get the alien guy going. What you want to do is perhaps you can straight away go to your vertex over here and start to change a few things. Right, maybe move him out. Okay, if you think he's too close, alright, can start to move him out. I think I accidentally moved this guy just now, so I can snap him back again. Snap the other side as well. Alright, this one when I create my new cube, I'll snap it, and my new sphere, I'll snap it over to this side, so I'm not too worried about that. Maybe these guys over here, they're too far apart. Let me just like move them a bit closer. Something like that. Right, again, you don't make like that because it looks squarish. Just like, make it more ovalish, as best as you can get it to be. Right, so kind of like get it done, that area. Alright, now again what you can do is you can just make sure I think I accidentally moved this guy again. Press and hold V. Make sure I'm selecting the correct one. It's on this side. Yep. Oh, which side is this? This is him. Now perhaps should go from the inside to see. This is what I meant. Polymirror 0. Okay, so for my case, I need to be 0.001 because it was still both of these guys were still stuck together, right? So because these vertexes over here, everyone was too close together, Maya wasn't sure whether to put them together or separate them apart. So if you find yourself that why are they becoming like one vertex, just make sure you have a very small number over here, right? 0.001. Then with that, you can just snap this guy over here. When I create my new sphere, I can snap that guy as well. So yeah, so this point of time, you just want to like go around, check whether your model is okay. Like over here, I think it's too flat. I want to push them out. Again, I can go to my symmetry settings, go to object X, and I can kind of like push some of them out a bit, make it not so flat, not so squarish. These areas here, again, looks really square. Want to push them out, push them in. We basically want to make it as round as we can get it to be. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that, just as much as we can get it to be. Again, same thing for the neck as well. Alright, what we can do is we can start to duplicate this guy to the other side. But thing is that I have all of this over here which has all these very funny numbers, and what I can do is I can just freeze the transformation for now. Alright, let's go to the center over here. Of course I need to duplicate, which gives me the second sphere over here, and then I can press and hold D and then press and hold X. Now this way I'm actually moving my manipulator. I'm not moving the model, I'm moving the manipulator, and I'm asking Maya to snap this guy to the center of the grid. Alright, so again, press and hold D for Denmark, and then X, which is snap to grid, and then you move your manipulator to the center, and all you have to do is under scale X, change this to -1. Alright, it will follow exactly over here. Now I think I have that. Let me just go from the inside, perhaps you can see it better. Again, you don't have to be too precise about this. If you press 4, you can kind of like see things better, which is this guy over here. Let me just turn him off. This guy over here, he kind of like needs to snap properly. Again, it's not necessary for you to do this, right? So just make sure that things snap out properly. I think some of these areas over here are not snapped properly, so you can go ahead and do that to snap against some of these areas, right? Sometimes you see it from the inside might be better. Okay, and press and hold V this time. V for Vietnam, I guess. Right, so again, just want to make sure everyone lines up properly. Right, so once we're happy with that, you can start to tackle the mouth. For the mouth, you just go to the edge, double click on the edge. It's supposed to select the loop for you. Right, now in any point of time, if you can't select the loop, if you double click and you can't select the loop or anything like that, it's probably because, let me just fix this area over here real quick. I think it's too flat. It's probably because you have a hidden vertex, or you know, a hidden face or something like that, and that's something you need to go and take care of, right? Probably you didn't extrude properly, or something happened along the way. So, but if you've done it right, if you just double click on the edge over here, it's supposed to select the whole loop, and you can extrude this loop, push it down, and then you can press G, and then I'm going to press R, which is this guy over here, and I'm just going to scale it, extrude and scale at the same time, and maybe push it at the back, you know, just to create some kind of mesh. There might be some holes over here. If I go back to Object X for the symmetry, you can just push it in or push it out. Alright, it's not a big difference over here. So again, depends on what you want to do. Alright, so again, if you find this too hard, what you can do is you can just turn off this, go back to your face, delete half of this guy, and then do that mirror geometry thing. Alright, but for now, what we can do is, let's go to your, you know, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go to the faces over here, and I'm just gonna delete some of these guys. Make sure I delete correct half, and I'm just gonna spend some time to actually move everybody around. Right, so if I go over here, make sure I select the correct vertices. I want to click the inside one. I just move them along this line to kind of like make sure his mouth is kind of close. If you want to, you can snap, but you know, I don't want it to be too precise. Alright, imperfection is perfection, I guess. Right, so try to get it as close as we can. We get some of this edge, we can like pull it down, stuff like that. Right, okay, so you can actually also use your insert edge loop tool. You put it one along this side over here, and that gives you extra vertices for you to kind of like move things along over here to make him like, if you want to have a bigger nose, or if this is his nose, whatever it is. Right, so we're kind of like getting the shape of the head over here. Alright, so more or less done this part. Again, I have to go and mirror this guy, mesh, mirror geometry, and again, just to be on the safe side, I make sure it's 0.001. Right, and what I can do is I can go ahead and soften the edge. Alright, and I'll soften the edge for these guys as well. Okay, we're not doing texturing just yet, but just to give yourself, let me just save it first, just to give yourself a bit of a preview of what you have. Okay, wait, maybe one more thing is that what I want to do is perhaps I'll use the insert edge loop tool, pull it out here, let's go to the side and give it a bit of a profile. Make sure I select the correct ones. Right, just push him, or perhaps I just select everybody over here and push them out so it doesn't look straight, right? So the smile kind of like have a curve on it, right, this way. Okay, so more or less done with this guy. Sometimes it's a bit hard where you see something, you just need to change it on the spot, so I'm just going to change a few things to me. Alright, I'm just gonna make sure that these areas over here line up properly. Kind of like move it up a bit. Alright, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to touch it anymore. Off. Alright, so next thing is I'm going to talk a bit about your Hypershade and how you can actually start to maybe assign some colors over here to just give you a visual representation of how it's going to look like. Again, we're not actually doing the texturing yet for this project. We'll do it later on. So you can go over here. Again, in 2015 or other version of Maya, it might look different. So basically, I'm trying to go to my Hypershade, and you can start to see all these very funny things over here. Okay, let's just close the move tool for now. Now, if you just hover right over here where the line is, you can actually left click and drag to make this part bigger, smaller. Right, same thing for over here. I don't need this for now, so I can just close it. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably create some blends. So I have a blend over here, so I'll just double click on it, and over here on the color, I'll just click on my color panel over here, start to choose, or I'll just choose a few colors over here. I'll choose a blue, like, and then I'll click another blend. I'll choose this time a white. Right, this one is good, and I'll have another one, and I'll choose a black. Right, so what I'm going to do is perhaps I'll select both of these guys. Right, maybe before that I'll use my insert edge loop tool and have one here, one kind of like, let me see which one's better. Okay, yeah, so one here, oops, and one here. Alright, so can turn that off again. Let's go and select white. Alright, just select the model, right click over the blend, assign material to selection, and I'll go to the faces over here. You can also assign the material to faces. Alright, so perhaps I'll select these guys over here. Right, make sure I select the correct one. Just pressing Ctrl and left click to make sure I'm not selecting any faces that might be inside there. Here will be black, and this outside people over here. Right, these people will be blue. Oops, I didn't select. Should this goes back to black. Alright, so kind of like get the cute eye for the character. So you can do the same thing for these guys over here. So like these faces, he be black, and rest of you guys will become blue. Right, so more or less you get your, you know, it's nice if you can give this guy a name. Alright, so this alien dude over here, he has an eye, he has his face, you know, the topology looks clean. If you want, you can kind of like massage it somehow. I prefer it to kind of like look a bit more rounder, but you can spend your time to go and massage this, pull the vertices around, but for now it kind of looks good. Next video we're going to continue on doing the body and then the hand, etc, etc. Right, we're far from over, so on to the next video.